Hello, everybody. Mitakoya Washin, welcome. Thank you for coming here tonight. I think tonight's going to be really fun. I take my glasses off because they're bugging my eyes. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to wait just a couple minutes. We have a guest with us tonight that I'm going to bring up in a minute. And we're going to do some energy work. And maybe even solve a few problems along the way. I really should go get my other glasses. And forgive me, I didn't put any makeup on or anything because I meditated a little bit too late and too long. And then it was like, oh no! And I realized I can't see for diddly without the glasses. So here I am. Oh, I hope you are all doing well. Hello, Pam. Hello, Amanda. Hoops. Where'd you go? I know. There's Donnie. Hey, Donnie. Cam's coming down, I guess, the 22nd. And Padme, much love to you, dear. So thank you, everybody, for being here. I'm going to ask for 3 things, and I'm giving you time to do it. So if you're ready, number 1, get yourself a glass of water, of tea, something nice and just easy to keep things fluid. Second thing is pen and paper, because you may want to take some notes. And the third thing is nice deep breath in. Remember to place the tongue at the top of your mouth, behind your teeth. And then exhale. And so we're going to sync up 2 more times. Remember, the key is, because we want to complete the circuit, we put the tip of our tongue at the roof of our mouth behind our teeth. So it kind of feels like it's right about behind the nose if you were to go straight down in. And you want to do Buddha breaths, nice, big, deep belly breaths where your belly comes up and then comes back in. Because if you're only inflating your lungs and your chest, you are not expelling out all of the lower quadrant of your lungs, all the stale air. So it's in, and you hold, and then exhale, and pull your tummy in to get all the last little breath out. Keep going. And inhale. And exhale. Breathe in. Hold. Breathe out. Hold. And then just breathe and relax and enjoy the ride. So I'm going to give you a moment to go get your coffee. Well, I wouldn't recommend coffee because you may be bouncing off the walls, but that's up to you. Get your coffee, tea, or water, or something that's good for you. And let me know when you're back and ready to go. And here's something too I'd like you to kind of do. If you've got table salt, pause at your kitchen sink and get your hands wet. Sprinkle a little table salt in your hands and rub your hands really good and down your forearms a little bit, and then rinse off. That's going to take a lot of junk off of you, a lot of energy. We'll get to making preparations for later on in some more deeper development stuff. So When you're back with your notepad and your drink, just type here, 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 here. Don't mind me, I'm in a silly mood. I had a great meditation, so I'm kind of bouncing. And then I fix my water up with my electrolytes and I'm spinning it so that it creates a vortex. Well, there you go, you can see it. And so yeah, I spin it clockwise, and that vortex makes the water all nicely charged, positive, and it tastes better and it's smoother. And yeah, it's good stuff. Oh, if I can find the link, there's a gentleman that I watch for some science-based info on food and diet and things. And there is let me turn the phone ringer off so I don't get disturbed, because that's annoying. And, oh, shush, Walter. There we go. Now I can't hear it, and out of sight, out of mind. Yeah, sea salt will work. I just wouldn't waste. I mean, you could even use the pink Himalayan salt, but to me, it's a little bit more expensive than buying regular salt. So, yeah, I'm going with the cheap stuff. Okay, now let's see. We're going to cover quite a few things tonight in regard to cutting cords. But I will shush and wait till you get back, because for all I know, nobody's here. I know you are. My secret in the basement. I do. I feel great. Yay, Pam. I love you. Pam gets a gold star because she's the first one back. Do you got your notepad? You. Yeah, you. Yeah, you. Do you got your notepad? No pen and paper? Hold off with you. Awesome, Amanda. Awesome, Padme. I have such wonderful people. This is such an awesome, awesome family. Makes me wiggle. No comment from the peanut gallery? Okay. You got your water. I got my water. I tried to let Cam know that it was live. I put it on his Facebook page, but I don't know if he got it or not. So, on to things. I look down into the basement and I see this action going on. I was like, what? Oh. All right. So, I'm going to ask a question. Does everybody understand what spiritual cords are? Or etheric cords? Cords. If you understand, just, let me know, yes or no. And let me know what it is you think a spiritual cord or a psychic cord or a etheric cord, whichever, what you think that is. Okay, so all right, so your cords that are attached to you. Have you ever spoken to somebody? Just having a conversation, whether it's in person or on the phone, and and when you get done talking to them, you're just absolutely knackered. You're worn out. Pretty close, Donnie. So we have cords from the time we're born to the end. They're not, I mean, you can have a type of cord or connection to past life experiences or past experiences. Your cords can definitely come from them because, like, from myself, we discovered something attached to me Saturday when I was in my review, and it was deeply embedded in my liver. And as we were trying to work to pull it out, it was running to hide somewhere else in the body. And it was something that I asked, could it be generational? And it came up, yes. So it was a generational thing. So we can inherit some cords or some attachments. You probably heard that term from our ancestors, and it can go way back. It can go back hundreds of generations. It could go back, thousands of years. And you're having it manifest in you as an issue right now. A lot of them are buried so deeply that until you are really doing this kind of spiritual psychic work, you don't know that it's there, but you're having health issues that are actually attached to that. You're having problems. Maybe your gallbladder gets removed. I hate to tell you, but the energy of the gallbladder is still there. So doing energetic things to heal the gallbladder is still key because you have this etheric body or bodies that that organ is part of. That's why if you've ever seen Kirlian photography, and if you're familiar with the term Kirlian, I can talk. Kirlian photography, just put in a I understand so that I know that you know what Kirlian is or what the, and I'll tell you what Kirlian is. Um, but they've done Kirlian photography where they'll take a picture of a hand and the person's missing a finger, but in the picture you can still see the finger. All of the energy from that finger is all present, because even if you're losing something from the physical body, this materialized version of your the etheric stays intact. Now, disease can start or does start in the etheric body, and I think I shared the story, but maybe not. Um, I'm studying pranic healing. Okay, thank you for that, my dear. Let me go here, and I will get a picture for you and share screen. Kirlian photography was uh, discovered by uh, I don't know how to pronounce it exactly, Semyon Kirlian, and I believe he was from Russia or one of the Slavic regions, but he discovered, that all of life, all things, have a energetic field. And with the Kirlian photography, which is where we get our aura photography from, though some of that is kind of suspect, um, then you know, well, you get to see the imagery. I wonder if I can find that amputee picture. Let me find the amputee picture. because that will help maybe put some perspective. Okay, those are people who did. All right, this one I guess will work. Okay, so now let me find. I lost StreamYard. Oh, there we are. Hi, guys. Okay, share screen and Chrome tab. And let's see. Nope, that's not it. Yep, that is it. Do. Okay, here we go. There. I wish Stream would make it a little bit more evident. So if you look at this image of a leaf, you can see the energetic field. Of course, you can't see my mouse tracing around it, so I don't know why I'm doing that. But you can see that there is this glowing body, and yet where the leaf has been cut, you can see a portion of that leaf still. Hey, Frugal Mama. And so this was their premise, is that all life has an energetic field, no matter if it's a stick, a tree, a tadpole, and us. And they discovered through simple experiments like this, cutting the leaf, that you could still see the entirety of the leaf in that energetic field. So I will stop sharing that one, and then I will get you this other one that kind of sort of gives a little bit more, yeah, there it is. A little bit more detail. There we go. Ta-da! Back to the, oh, good, I'm not up there. So you can see those big circles in their palms? That's your palm, your hand chakras. And so you can see those in there. And then even the key that's not a living thing, but it's showing the energy on it from people handling it. And of course, you can see all the life force in that other leaf. So that's Curlian photography, and that is basically kind of what you guys are, what we are. We have this energy body around us. Okay. And I'm going to click on that because I'm going to pull you up in a second here. So, and actually, I'm just going to pull you up because I'm tired of waiting for you.
Looking at me down there?
My guest. Drum roll, Sling. Thank you, Sling.
Hmm?
So patient. All righty.
Thank you for having me.
Sling, everybody give Sling a great big round of applause because he's put up with me for a few days. He's like, yeah. It's like, please, feel sorry for him.
No, I'm good. It's all good.
I know you
I enjoy it.
I know. I'm just teasing and just giving you a ration because somebody has to do it. I am trying to make sure that my YouTube version, which seems to be sitting and spinning, there it is, that it's not...
it's muted.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't muted because I didn't get there. I didn't get there from here, but it was just spinning. So we were lucky.
Yeah, I can say I can hear myself talk.
I didn't hear anything talk. That's good. Alrighty. So does that give you any kind of an indication or an idea about your energetic bodies?
Yeah.
I know you understand it. But Padme, or I heard that, Sling. Are you playing a game?
No, it was a notification. Master Yoda.
That's funny. Okay, so anyway, Curlian photography, this guy figured out how, through using a camera that he designed and everything, he's able to take these pictures. And like I said, that is what our aura photography is. Well, thank you, Donnie. Is what's based on.
She is.
And you may be asking, so what the heck does any of this have to do with cutting cords? Well, it's really important to know your energetic physiology and to understand a bit of your chakras. I mean, you don't have to have in-depth, concrete, I know this, and this, and this, just the general gist of it, to comprehend why certain things attach to certain places. Um, and as I gave the example earlier about discovering that, um, we're just going to say spearhead in my liver, and that it was a generational, meaning that somebody in my lineage got stabbed in the side. Um, it's going to take more work for me to get it out. We worked on it. We did a lot of cleaning and clearing and all that, but we got more to do because it's in there deep. And I bringing it up now because I'm feeling it right now. It's like, oh, gee, thank you very much. It's like, I don't want that now. Let's see. We can have cords attached to the people that we're working with as we're working together. So like when Sling and I are talking on the phone, or even in this kind of scenario, if we're working on something, we connect. Well, you connect to anybody the minute you look at them. There's just a connection. Problem is that some cords are good and some cords are bad. We've got cords to our brothers and sisters and our aunts and uncles and our siblings and our parents, which I already said brothers and sisters. So anyway, um, we've got cords to our children and to our grandchildren. Um,
Our friends.
yeah, and friends. The thing is that even a cord to somebody we love can be a negative thing because they may not realize that they're sucking energy off of you. And if you've ever had a conversation where you've talked to somebody, Sling, and after talking to them, it's like, damn, I'm tired. It's like, that took a lot of work, and we only talked for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
You just feel depleted after talking to somebody or spending time with someone. And that's because they have a cord attached to you, and they may do it on purpose or they may do it innocently, but they they have a need, and so they are sucking off of you your energy. It's a good thing to do daily cutting of the cords before you go to bed. Now, one thing to note is that the good cords, like the cords to our parents and the cords to our kids, while they won't get cut, sometimes they do because, well, they need to go. But because, like, sometimes we have a bad relationship with a parent, we got to cut them. Problem is that they're going to reattach because we're still having interaction with that parent. If you have an ex and you don't want the ex back in your life, I really don't want to deal with that SOB. Cut the cords, but then you talk to them on the phone tomorrow for 2 hours. Guess what? That cord's right back because you really haven't cut the addiction. So what we're going to deal with is the basic idea of negative cords. They can make you sick. They can make you tired. They can affect your personality, make you on edge, make you grumpy, grouchy, snapping at people without even realizing, why did I snap at them? And it's because you have this two-way cord, because it goes both ways. They may attach to you, but they're sucking energy off of you. You're picking up off of them. So if they're having a particularly emotional meltdown, you might be kind of wondering, why am I feeling like I'm losing my mind? And that could be it. Um, And like I said, there can be well-meaning people in our lives that we think are our friends, or we just unconditionally love them, and yet they can attach to us because maybe they don't feel they can do it alone. They're hungry for knowledge. They're afraid to do it alone. They're afraid to step out. They don't feel worthy. Um, there's any number of emotions that could create this attachment. And so I'm going to teach you guys a way to cut your cords before going to bed. It's not lengthy. It won't drive you batty. As a matter of fact, you really don't need notes for that. Um, and so we'll get into the chakras and everything else afterwards. And excuse me, the reason why I have the slow-mo on, but it's only on 1 second, is because it makes it easier for me to keep up when people are, if people are chatting, so that I don't have too many squirrels because I'll get whiplash. So does anybody have any questions before we move on? And then Sling, I'd like you to share your thoughts from your experience on your first cord cutting.
Mine was
that was Sunday night.
Yeah, I felt lighter. I definitely felt a difference. I actually had more energy. I was in a really good mood all day, and stuff. So it's a totally different feeling than I have been for a long time, actually. In fact, I don't even think my head hurt Sunday. Well, yeah, it did. We had a storm come through, so that did. But as far as rest of the stuff, I felt good.
Well, we did it Sunday night while you were sleeping, so it was
That's
after
right, Monday. It would be Monday. That's right, Monday. I'm a day behind. I'm pushing Dave farther back. I wasn't
okay.
2 days. Well, I was
lucky. I know it was Tuesday.
But no, it is a totally different feeling afterwards. It's like you just getting rid of that junk that's weighing you down, really, and it just slows you down even because whatever it's attached to, it's like an anchor almost. It's just you're trying to pull that anchor. It's real hard and it wears you out faster. But you were right though. One thing.
What?
One talking thing? About yeah. Well, because
I'm
sometimes
kidding.
when I get into a live, I can get really drained, depending on who's in there, what's in there, going on. I can get really, really, really drained because they're drawing off of me, and then I'm the one that's paying the price for it. But if I'm in a really good one that's really high energy and everything else, then it's the energy is high enough that it can bounce out between everybody, and nobody's getting drained more than the other. It's just staying equal. So I can tell the difference between different lives because I'm being attached to the people, even just like this. We may not be in the same room, but we're basically are in a way. But it's like a technology room, as you'd say. We're still close enough that we're still throwing them cords out to each other, and you don't realize you're doing it, but you are.
When you think about somebody, like if you were to sit here, I'm going to just use Paul. If you were, sitting here and you start to think about Paul, you're attaching a cord.
Yeah, you don't even have. Yeah, you just think about him.
And so that's why, like, if you've got an ex and you don't want anything to do with the ex, God, they make you miserable and stuff, and you cut the cords, but then the very next day you talk to them on the phone, or you start to think, I wonder what they're doing right now. Well, boom, you're back attached to them.
Right.
So, there's something to learn about. It's like, wow. So maybe this is, what do they call that? I guess it's codependency, but it really isn't. It's an addiction on a different level that you don't even realize you possess.
Mm-hmm. No, Crystal,
Stop
stop.
that. Get out of my head.
No.
No? You said no. Did you hear that?
I'm so in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
No, God. No, you
We're
can't.
not talking about you, Crystal.
No.
And it's just a normal thing.
Yeah.
Now, with a healthy auric field, right? We're going to talk a little bit about the energy anatomy. Simplified, it's just think of it this way: you have an inner aura and an outer aura. We don't have to go into the etheric bodies and the um, the mental and emotional, and we don't have to go into the celestial and the astral body and all of those other different things, because there's so many layers to us. Just figure out there's the inner aura, which interpenetrates the body and then goes out about 5 inches, and then the outer aura, which could go out 6 feet. You can consciously make it go out 12 feet. You can make it as big as you want. And then we have what's called health rays. If you think about, did everybody or any did okay, did you see the movie Avatar? Remember the those little flowers, I think they were, that had like strings hanging down, but they all seemed to have like little tendrils that just moved as the flowers moved around.
Yeah.
You kind of sort of remember that?
Oh,
There
I
was
remember it.
the main tree,
Yeah.
and that was all part of the tree, though. Even though the tree was this big, giant, beautiful, all these flowers that were flying in the air and floating and landing on the ground were still attached to the tree, even though they weren't physically attached. But
Mm-hmm.
if you think of those little threads that were coming off of them, that's kind of what. Okay, wait a minute. Where did I put my hairbrush? I just had it. I moved it because Walter was giving me grief. Okay, here you go. This is my example. You get to laugh, right? Okay, here you go. There is. That's my. Stop it. It works. Hey, it works. Go with it.
I can't do it.
I know you can't. So go with it. So this is, that. There we go. That is the health ray, right? Well, if my health ray is all like this, obviously it's not very good, right? It's not healthy. So we go in there and we comb when we're doing the energy work, and then wrong way. It's what I get for having, my mirror, my screen is reversed, so I don't know if I'm going the right direction or not. Okay, there we go. Now everything's nice and straight. So when the health rays are straight, there's no disease. But if you get these little gaps and holes in there, you've got disease coming, right? So my hair was good for something today. Hey, you use what you got.
And I ain't got it.
I'm not even going to make any more comments because I'll get myself in trouble.
I just, my hair's all shut off.
Yeah,
I
I
need
know.
to get a haircut.
Well, you could kind of like, that would hurt though.
Oh, yeah.
But it's this, if you can think of it that way, these healing rays or health rays are supposed to be nice and smooth, kind of like when the dandelion is getting ready to shed the seeds and it's got all those white little strands sticking out. And so your health rays radiate out, and that's what part of the work that we do is, combing everything through to smooth it down, to get it so that it lines up nice and smooth and even, and you feel better because we're cleaning out anything that's attached and stuck in there and all of that other stuff. It's real easy to clean your own fields. If you did the salt, that was one way to start, is take a handful of salt, go to the kitchen sink, and give yourself a nice, good exfoliation, scrubbing the body. It's good if you can, like, maybe add a little bit of body wash. Uh, I mean, you could even technically use like coconut oil or something with that to make it easier as you rub it all over, and then let it sit for about 5 minutes and rinse it off, and that will help to pull off some of the negativity that is on your body. The body brush isn't the same thing. It's got to be the salt. It's the salt that's doing the action. Salt breaks down and dissolves negative. If you, I mean, holy water is nothing but salt and water that's been prayed over. So, that's all it is. Anybody can say a prayer over salted water, and you have holy water. So anyway, but that's a great way. If you take a bath, you're fortunate to have a hot water heater. You can do basic sea salt. You can do table salt. Don't spend, but the thing is that sea salt costs more than table salt. So if you're going to put 2 pounds of salt in your bathtub, I'd rather spend the $2 at the store on the table salt versus the sea salt, which will probably cost $5. Not that I'm cheap or anything, but it just makes more sense because I'm doing the salt almost every day, not taking the bath every day, but doing the salt almost every day. And when I do, like when I work on Sling or I work on somebody else, then I take a bath and clean off. I have my little spray bottle. It's witch hazel and about 20 drops of lavender essential oil, and I use that to clean the energy off of me after when I'm in the process of working and cleaning. Because as I'm pulling gunk off of him or I'm pulling gunk off of you, Crystal, I'm getting the gunk on me. I throw it into my what are we calling it now? It's a bioplasmic waste disposal unit. Literally, it is a bowl of water with a bunch of salt in it. And I only use that bowl for healing. I don't ever use it again to feed the dogs, cook in, give anybody water, do nothing. That is its sole purpose, because it's technically contaminated. Even though I dump the water out into the toilet, not into the sink and not into the bathtub, because I don't want those to become contaminated, just down the drain that way. But yeah, so anyway, there you go. I have it. My brain just kind of got stalled there for a moment, and I don't know why. So now we're going to move to the chakras really quickly, because I do want to do a short meditation. This is going to be on releasing some of your Crystal, you get gunk anytime you walk out your door. Being a muggle, being an empath, being psychic, being a medium, being anything, being a healer, does not preclude you from ever getting gunked on. You go to Walmart, you're getting gunked on. Yeah, I mean, think about Walmart. Okay, you clean your house, and hopefully, being on this path, you clean your space. And so whether you're using Palo Santo, camphor, uh, white mountain sage, black sage, um, yerba santo, it doesn't matter what you're using, sandalwood, you're actively going in there and dispersing the energy, getting it out of your home, clearing space, making things clean on an energetic level. You should do your bed, definitely do your sheets, because you sleep there at night. And if you haven't done your mattress and your you know pillows, so that when you lay your head at night, you're not in last night's fight energy because you went to bed mad. Um, I use frankincense, but frankincense is more for banishing spirits. Um, think of it more for exorcism. Uh, Better things for clearing your space is, like I said, the sandalwood, the white mountain sage, the black sage, Palo Santo. Those are your better clearing space, um, energetically, right? I use frankincense after I've cleansed the space, doing the energetic sweep. Then I use the frankincense because if there's any spirits that I need to eject, um, give them their eviction notice, that's where frankincense comes in handy. And I love frankincense because, as a personal for the oil, it's good for hidden fears, fears that you don't even know where they come from, but you just start to have that moment of something grabbing you by your throat, unfounded fears. And like, so being on an airplane and don't have a clue why I'm feeling afraid of the plane, other than planes are going to crash and somebody else's thought, or maybe I'm picking up on other people on the plane and their issues with the flight, and so I'm just sniffing my frankincense as the flight goes on, um, and seeing that's something that not only is it because of being an empath that you could pick up on these other people's fears and stuff, but energetically, that plane, nobody, I'll guarantee you, from the moment it ever hit the tarmac, has it ever been cleansed energetically to remove all of the thought forms. How many hundreds, if not thousands, of people had ridden that plane from day one that were, because there was turbulence or whatever, or a little kid crying and they're like, oh, just shut it up. And, you know, all of that is, it's in the cushions, it's in the walls and the windows and the floors and in their circulated air. It's all there. It's in the metal, the very fiber of that plane. If you ride a train, you ride a bus, even your car. When was the last time you spiritually you went out there and cleansed your car and moved out all the negative BS? So, would you guys like to learn about doing sweeping for your space, for your car, for even for your body? I know we're going to do the cord cutting, but this kind of ties into it. So, if you'd like me to teach you, real simple, this is not rocket science.
I think it'd be good.
Yeah, it's still not right stuff, but
Mm.
okay, oops. So, I will talk to you, Carl, to teach you and then this way everybody gets that, okay? Because it's easier for me to focus on you than focusing here at the chat and all of that. So key number thing to do. Key number thing. Which number is that? I are speaking English.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so
That part
you
is
already got
I'm
your hands up.
understanding you.
I know.
I don't know why I'm automatically doing that. Automatic.
Okay, remember clockwise on your hand, doing both. And sometimes I like doing this because it engages the chakras at the end of, they're mini chakras, but the end of your fingertips. So I just kind of, it's like, well, what was that movie? Michael Myers, I don't know, but the Dr. Evil doing this.
Oh,
Yes,
Austin
Florida
Powers.
water is good. Yeah, Austin Powers. But you know how he does that. So I do that kind of thing. All right, so it is non-denominational. Everything here is non-denominational, whatever or whomever, deity, entity, source, whatever you want to call the creator, Father, Mother, God, whatever, it's your language. But I recommend just invoking before you do anything, just kind of calling. It's like I'm calling in my guides, my angels, my master teachers, my spirit helpers, just be with me here and now, or Father, Mother, God, make me a servant of your peace, an instrument of your healing, and thank you for being present with me, because they love gratitude. Gratitude. Somebody was saying something about never telling spirit thank you, and it's like, oh, hell no. Spirit thrives on you saying thank you. And you can do it as long or short as you like. And you don't have to even do words. Just think it. Just, I want everybody here. Thank you. Yes, I'm being silly. And when you've got that energy set up, Sling, you notice I got Indian flute for you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
everybody's here.
So your energetic field, right? We already know it's broad. It's all out there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you don't have to know where it is, how big it is, or anything like that. You are just working on clearing, or working on you first. So you can literally take your hands. Remember, I gave you two images. There was the mini Carl. Basically, you imagine, come on, fingers, there we go. You imagine this. I'm having to, because of my camera and everything, make it small, but you imagine Carl this big. And then you start at the top, and with cupped fingers, just lightly combing down from head to toe, and then you pick up that junk at the bottom. You can do your eyes open with it. You don't have to close your eyes.
I'm better picturing with my eyes closed for some reason.
I know, but I'm trying. I want you to see me, so go with me. So you're doing this, right? And you do 5 strokes, and then grab it. And remember, well, I forgot to tell you, this is where you have your bowl of salt water ready, and you throw it in the salt water. Okay? So you can throw it, even though it's not there. Just imagine that you've got the salt water there for a moment. And so go to Dollar Tree, buy a little bowl. I would actually buy their big plastic salad bowl and use that, and that is it. And write on it, salt only, or bioplasmic disposal unit, so that nobody makes the mistake of eating out of it. One of the instructors shared, or no, it was the husband of the woman that was leading the class, who said that his sister ate out of the bowl. She just made a salad, ate out of the bowl, and she was throwing up for 2 days. That's how intense all the energy was. Alrighty. So you've got the gist about how to sweep and pick it up. It's doing it 5 times, grab and throw. 5 times, grab and throw. Yep, exactly. Biohazard bowl, everyone will leave it be. Perfect. This was a Dollar Tree buck. I might have been 2. You can use rubbing alcohol and then 15 to 20 drops of lavender essential oil and just put that in there. You can buy a bottle like that for about $12, I think, at a health food store, maybe a little bit more, and that will probably last you 3 or 4 months, maybe more. Just depends on how much you're doing this, right? For me, because I'm doing other people's stuff, it's a lot. Now, what I neglected to start off with was building the fire. You want to build a, let me see, let me find you color. I will find color. Come on. Alrighty. Alrighty. It's kind of sort of just to give you an idea of a green, and this might even be still too bright, but it's the best I could do right now. So if you look at that green and kind of imagine that's the color you want to build a fire. And so with your hand, and we've already energized our hand and tapped the chakra, you're going to clockwise just keep thinking to yourself, light green fire, light green fire, light green fire, and just imagine that you are building this fire. Put it beside you somewhere that you can throw your garbage into. When you're all said and done, you have to put out that fire. We had 2 people speak of fires that happened because they forgot to put the fire out, because what's in spirit can manifest. Think about how often, be careful what you wish for, you just may get it.
Now to put it out, how do you do that?
Putting it out is imagining squishing it, pushing it down to the ground and disintegrating it. And that's what I say is disintegrate, disintegrate, disintegrate.
So your hand's like a tamper.
Yep.
Tamps the fire out.
Yep.
Okay.
Or like a candle snuffer, right? You know how a candle snuffer? So, but just, you are extinguishing the fire. Your intent, most of this stuff in life, come on, mouse. There we go. Well, I mean, everything in life, if you intend it, your intention to be successful, and you strive towards that, you become successful. Your intention is key in any form of magic, in any form of healing, in prayer. If you are intending to have this person healed, that's your intention, is to have them healed, and your prayer is focused on that healing. You hold the end goal. You don't hold the begging aspect, the please, 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 let them be healed. You hold they are already healed. It is already completed. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You have to hold the end result. The beginning result gets you nowhere but the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, build your fire. Using this, if you create yourself, make yourself a little spray bottle after, when I'm doing the sweeps, after a total of 10, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, throw, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, throw, then I spray. And I spray both sides of my hand. Because I'm doing like this, like, okay, Carl, I'm gonna sweep you. So I'm like this, pitch, throw, spray, So I'm spraying both sides of my hand. Crystal, I would say everything needs to be done with confidence. If you come at it wishy-washy, with uncertainty, there's no commitment to the end result. So conviction, confidence, commitment, all of that is key. It's like when I sat down Sunday night, I waited for Carl to go to sleep, and then I worked on him, and I probably worked on him for about 35, 45 minutes. And I did head to toe, and I worked on his liver, and I worked on front and back spleen, front and back heart, back head, his ajna and forehead chakras, the crown, and also on the root chakra. Oh, and sex chakra. But so I worked on key points. I didn't go over every single inch of him, but the combing and everything I swept through. I did 3 sets, and technically, okay, so pretend I'm going to use my card here. The first, if I'm looking at Carl and I'm working on Carl, my first sweep is down the middle like this. Can you tell? Right down the center. That's the first sweep. And go from head to toe all the way down. Then the second sweep, okay, this will have to do. Then the second sweep is like this. And I'm going down over his eyes. Then the third sweep is down over the ears. The fourth sweep is down over the shoulders, right? From above the head all the way down to the floor. And then the fifth sweep, I imagine Carl stands there like a letter T with his arms out to the side, this way, right? Uh-huh. So you become kind of a letter T, a small letter T because your head's up above it. And so then I will trace around your head to your shoulders, out your shoulders to your fingertips, back in under your arms. And when I get to the armpits, I get to tickle, tickle, tickle. The reason why, yeah, see, I thought you'd like that. But the reason why that is because you have minor chakras at all of the joints. So you have them at your shoulders, you have them at your elbows. But you also have in the armpit, you have major lymphatic drainage there, a portal. And so I am tickling, right? I'm pulling that energy, and then I'm sweeping it all the way down to the ground, because there's lots of toxins there. There's lots of gunk there. And think about it. If we sit here with our elbows plastered to our sides, where is the energy going? It gets stagnant. It just sits there and pools. So I'm moving that energy. So first pass down the bridge of the nose from top to bottom, down over the eyes, top to bottom, down over the ears, top to bottom, down over the shoulders, top to bottom, and then tracing the body with the arms outside, right? So that's one pass. Then I comb. The combing is spreading my fingers. And so same thing, down over the nose, all the way down over the eyes, all the way down over the ears, all the way down over the shoulders, all the way down, around the head, out the arms, past the fingertips, back under, tickle, 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 and on down to the ground. So
I can actually feel it. Stop.
Okay. Somehow there is a hair somewhere. There it is. Don't know how I did that. So anyway, that's making the mini Carl, right? Setting him in front of me. So you could say,
probably haven't traveled in a while, but don't worry. Expedia Travel Week is coming, and you.
What the heck was that? Oh, I had what do you call it? An ad pop up. How dare you interrupt my music?
Uh-huh.
It's like, no, don't do that. Okay, so it's cupped fingers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, scoop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, scoop, right? That's going over the body in those 5 shapes. You can also, if you're working, like, let's say, you've got, okay, well, your asana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, toss. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, toss. And then spray your hand. Or disintegrate, disintegrate, disintegrate.
Mm-hmm.
Throw it in the fire, have your bowl of water, throw it in the bowl. This is just to pull blockages out, smooth everything, and just this is sweeping. I don't know what you mean by you burnt your biscuit. I mean, I understand burnt the biscuit, but I don't know what you did because I don't know what happened. But anyway, so there's that one, right? Mini Carl. The other one is just going like this and sweeping, and you just kind of push down, pick it up, and throw it over there. Disconnect, dissolve, disintegrate, that kind of thing. But you throw it in the fire, and then you come in front, and you're doing that. So this is how you work on yourself. But then how would you do your back? Because you can't quite do this. So that's where you go, and Mini Carl's now in front of you, and you go down your back. Yeah. You just, my back. Just state it clearly. My back. Oh, gotcha. I understand now. Ching. So, again, cup fingers, toss, comb to keep Phyllis Diller from being.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Because I know probably most likely somebody might be sitting in the chat and wondering, okay, what does the cupping do between, cup and the rake? What does the rake actually do? What does raking actually do? So it straightens out your energy.
It straightens out the health rays.
And it fills in the holes and stuff like that.
This is taking all of the garbage, all of the collected negative crap, the day's detritus, and scooping it out. And then your health rays, remember, to show those that, well, I think Crystal's the only one that missed it, but, your health rays are this kind of energy, like sticking out, right? They're just sticking out here. But if you comb it, then it no longer has holes. I have a knot. Ignore that one that got away from me because I can't see it. But, now I've made the health rays straight. That's what the combing does.
Okay.
The combing makes the health rays straight. Otherwise, it's this kind of...
Your energy feels all frazzled.
Right, yeah. See how
and then you got to comb it down.
It droops. That's what your health rays do. They should be nice and straight and okay, so what's your first step?
First step would be to first you build your fire.
Or
you got to get your chakras going.
No.
To build your fire. What's that?
But if you can either build the fire or do the bowl.
Right. Well, to build the fire, you got to get your chakras energized, started.
Oh, your palms.
Yes.
Yeah.
You got to do that first. Then you build your fire clockwise, and it's got to be green. That I would say ocean green. Yeah, like an ocean, like ocean green.
Yeah, it's water. A light green. That it could have been a little bit lighter than that, but it wasn't. That was the best I could find.
Clockwise, and it has to be a tall fire.
I mean,
And
you
then
could make it as big as you want. You want to make it able
big
to
enough to
catch all.
handle everything, right?
Right.
All right. So when you do that, and you always got to remember to give thanks. And you also have to tend to the fire because it is like a regular fire. So it does start kind of going down and weakening out, especially when you start.
Yep.
So you got to tend to it. So you got to, bring it back up. And then when you're
As
done,
long as your attention, if you put your attention to it and think about the fire's up, that's all you got to do. You don't have to go and like blow it to get it. It's just,
right.
it literally is just the intention just to pay it attention.
And then after you're done cupping, throwing in the fire, raking, throwing in the fire, everything done, then you go disintegrate, take that and throw that into the fire, burn it. After you're done with that, then you go disintegrate, put the fire out, and then you say thank you again. And I think that's it.
Mm-hmm. And when you work on
nutshell.
that, I would wait 12 hours before you thought about taking well, not for the cleaning. The cleaning really doesn't matter. But if you're working on specific chakras and stuff to heal things or to get rid of stuff, it's always good to wait 12 hours before you take a shower.
Yeah, which I did. I waited 24 hours to take a shower because there is a delay reaction to what happened to the time you get ready to take a shower. There is a delay reaction. Now, she did that probably because I went to bed early, so it was about 10 o'clock probably by the time she got around to doing it. My time, 9 her time. Then
no, actually, I didn't get to you until closer to 11 o'clock your time or midnight.
Yeah, okay, so 12 my time. So about around 11, 12 o'clock that next day, I was really feeling it. And then after that 12, I was feeling it that much more. And so, like I said, it's just a delay reaction. It just takes time for everything to catch up with what happened.
Yeah, it's like we were talking. It's like, think of StreamYard to YouTube. There is a lag, a delay before, what we see here. We can close this and go back to YouTube, and it's still playing other stuff. So there is that delay.
Right.
Now, the other thing, your car. So you can just imagine. I'll turn it this way, but I would do it like down here below me, so it's here. But you imagine the shape of your car, and you start to sweep from one end to the other, or top to bottom, and you just keep sweeping it, sweeping and sweeping, doing the same thing as if you're doing yourself, throwing it into the fire or throwing it into your bowl of water. Every 5 sweeps, throw it in. The 10th sweep is when you either spray your hand, right? Remember, spray the hand after 10, or disintegrate. But you go from one end of the car to the other, and you just know that you are sweeping every aspect of the car: the walls, the tires, the motor, the drivetrain, the cushions, the whatever, blah 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 blah, to the lights in the front, the bumpers, so from bumper to bumper. And I would do 3 passes from one end to the other. And just
1, 2, 3.
No, I mean 1, 2, 3 all the way to the end, and then all the way to the end again, and then all the way again. So that's 3 from start to finish.
Okay, gotcha.
And then the sweeps, I would do a total okay, here we go. I would do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, flick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, flick. There was a flick. And then all the way down, and then do that again, 1, 2, 3, so 10 in each little spot. So when I was doing my house, and my house is a mobile home, so it's, rectangular shaped. And so I literally started, I knew that this was my office. And so I was sweeping the office, and I did 50, so 10 times, the 5 of sweeping and flicking. And then I'd move to what's next is the bathroom and hallway, and I did 50 there. But it was always 5 flick, 5 flick, but it still came out to 50.
Now, can I ask you this? Now, like as you said, yours is like a mobile home, but if somebody has like a regular good sized house, can they do, like, let's say this is our room, the next room over is Jake's. Can you sweep from his room to our room and just throw it out that way as well?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, because remember, you're setting it up so that it's this entire space.
Right.
You can do it just knowing that you are doing floor to ceiling, wall to wall. So you are including all the walls, all the floor, all the carpet, everything, and you're just sweeping. You don't have to have, like for me, I was doing it like a floor plan. As if I had the floor plan in front of me, I was doing it that way, and knowing that I was working on just my office. That was my intent, was just my office. And I was just cleaning my office. And then into the bathroom and the hallway. And I just spent my time cleaning that till I didn't even count. I just did my 5 flicks. And then when I felt it, I moved over to the guest room and the hallway. And I just did it that way. And then when I felt it, it moved into the living room. I did it that way. You can just draw the outline of the house, and it doesn't matter. You just know you're going from the north side to the south side, from west to east or whatever. Yeah, I'm just giving you directions. You could be doing it east to west and north to south. You could be doing it west to east and south to north, whatever, depending on which way you're facing. It is good to physically face the north when you're meditating. Actually, north is that way for me. For people over 50, north. For people under 50, east is a good direction. That's for people north of the equator.
So I'm always on the edge of my bed facing this direction, which is to my right, which is actually facing east, technically.
And that's good for
because
you.
the sun rises there and sets over here.
Yeah, so that's good for you. Now, see, I like east because my totem is east.
Now, one more question on sweeping a house. What if you have an attic?
Remember, I told you about.
Start from the top.
No. You can do it 2 ways, literally, for that. Whether it's a 2-story, 3-story, 5-story, it doesn't matter. If you're doing it like you're looking from the sky down, you're just sweeping everything. You don't have to go attic, 2nd floor, 3rd floor, basement, that kind of thing. If you're doing it from the side, so then you're seeing all of the 1st floor, 2nd floor, attic, etc. You're seeing that, and you can sweep. You still just know that I'm doing wall to wall and ceiling to ceiling, and just sweep.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that.
Yeah, no, it's simple. It just seems kind of convoluted or more involved because, one, we're trying to break it down in a way to grasp all of it. But it literally is just anything. Nope. Anything, and I'm sweeping. Sweep your phones. Think of all the crap on your phone. All of those robocalls and marketers and
things you look up.
things you look up,
Just saying.
and the people that you may have had a fight with on the phone.
Oh,
Sweep your phone. It isn't gonna hurt. What can it hurt? You know, sweeping your car, sweeping your house, sweeping the office.
You can sweep
It's
your wife, your kids. You can sweep them as well.
Well, yeah, you can, because their energy gets all garbled. You know, if your wife works, she deals with customers. Maybe one customer ran their mouth off, and she's still got it attached to her, and she's not letting go. Sweep her.
I might have to do that because she does work with the public, and she comes home and she's like, I had a bad day at work. Customer just ran their mouth and stuff like that. So that's a good idea. I may have to sweep her. Get the gunk off of you. Their negative energy they put on you.
Shush. Nobody asked you. Heard that.
I need to say that sometimes to.
I would shut up if I were you.
But anyways, back to what we were saying. So now, when you have that house, when you have your house like that, you're basically your hand's just a big shovel going across and just scooping all the crap. It's big, actually bigger than the house that you imagined. So it can do that.
If I'm imagining, still reflecting. If I'm imagining that this is the size of my house, I'm just scooping.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
You know, I mean, I could literally do my whole hand and cover up half of it. Walter, stop! You're rude.
Hello, Walter.
Are you done? You're already outside. Shush. You know, I can also sweep it this way if I wanted to. I like it this way because it's kind of like I'm concentrating here and then I'm moving down little by little by little by little until I get to the end. So it doesn't matter how big it is, but we have one woman, when she's working on people, it's like she will imagine your liver that big. And then all she has to do is go, foop, foop, it's done, you know, makes it faster. I imagine a big old giant glove on my hand, like a Mickey Mouse glove, you know, the character, right? Only I make mine violet. White is perfect. And I will slowly go into the body, and then I wiggle like that as I'm going to the end. And so I start from one end of the liver to the other, and my hand literally goes front to back. So I don't have to go all the way. I don't have to literally walk to your side, work on you there, walk behind you and work on you there. I can stand in front of you and do this and go through. And it works. You know, you don't have to, you know, it doesn't have to be difficult. This is a wonderful modality that is so powerful. And the reason why they're so secretive about it, about a lot of the teaching, is because when you get to certain aspects of it, you can cause bodily harm. And so you don't give it out willy-nilly and tell people basic things or certain things because, you know, they may misuse it. And that's why you can't even find it on the internet, because they won't allow it there. And I showed you the pictures of Master Chua, who's the one who spent 30 years of his life researching and developing this program, this modality. And you saw what he looked like.
I'll say, you want me to tell them how it went?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Okay. She showed me a picture of him, and two pictures. And what she wanted me to do was guess his age. All right. I was guessing between 65 and 85. All right. Now, I was way off. Because what he did was he used himself as the guinea pig to learn, you know, just work this stuff out. But the issue is that he basically burnt his body out by doing it and using it so much and learning and not doing it properly some of the times because he was still trying to learn it. I was off his age by 30 and what? 30
Yeah,
and 40
30 years.
At least 30 years. off. He was 30. When I said 5,
He was
actually
32.
32. And when I said he was 85, he was about
54.
54.
He died at 54.
So I was off between 20 and 30, about 30 years each.
Yeah,
So
because he well, no, because you were saying you thought he was 85 or 95 when he was 54. So, or 85, that was good enough.
Yep.
I'm having a pistachio. And you were still saying he was around 50, in his 50s to 60s. Well, you thought he was 65 in that one, but
And-
that he looked younger than that.
right.
And so he used himself as a guinea pig and then wrote everything down, all the protocols is what they call them, in a specific order, because if you did it out of order, this effect happened. And so he, if you want to word it extreme, he sacrificed himself for the good of all to create a wonderful modality that works. Even if you don't believe in it, it works. And he tells people, don't take my word for it. Just try it, practice with it, and experiment. Decide on your own. Master Co, I think it was Crystal that likes Master Co too. He says, he tells his story about his wife who fell off a 14-foot ladder onto cement and broke her pelvis and her hip. And if you remember anatomy, you have a foramen in both hips on either side, these holes, right? In the pelvis. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anyway, it broke. So, I hate this camera. So instead of it being like this, it then became like this. So they had to attach sandbags to pull it out so that they could align it and reattach it again. And he was told it would take about 5.5 months before she'd be able to walk ever again, or before she'd be able to walk. And what he did was like, that's unacceptable. He found Master Chua and he started studying with him. It was out of desperation. Master Co is an engineer trained, Southern Baptist. I'm still trying to fathom Chinese man growing up in the Philippines who's a Southern Baptist. I don't quite, it makes no sense to me. So anyway, he said that he spent 3 times a week working on his wife. And he said, and he wasn't even doing the protocols correctly. He was doing them half-ass. But she still started walking within 2.5 weeks. Remember, they gave her a prognosis of it would be 5 months before she'd be able to walk. And by doing the sweeping, like I showed you, but also doing specific protocols for bone and bone repair and some other stuff, he he got her walking in 2.5 weeks, and by the end of 5 weeks, she was able to run across the yard. So it's really cool stuff. And Master Chua he spoke with the Dalai Lama. He spoke with people in the Vatican. He spoke with people of the Jewish faith, and, not just Buddhist, but Tibetan, and just all over, getting information, getting the right wording from the Hindus for specific things, making sure that everything was correct as he wrote it all down. And then he also had one gentleman I can't remember his name, begins with an N, wasn't Nathan, or maybe it was, I don't know. But he was supposed to be like the world's most accurate, I'm going to say, clairvoyant, who could see the chakras And they knew from ancient writings about the other chakras that Western practice doesn't acknowledge. Some do, some don't. But, you figure that they dumbed it down because we have 7 days of the week, 7 colors of the rainbow, 7 notes in a musical scale, 7 chakras. Well, there's 7, but there's not only 7. So it's, if somebody says there's only 7, that's when you can say they're wrong. And the colors aren't even correct. There's some similarities, and whatnot, but the colors are a lot different. And because they were, matter of fact, I do have a picture for you. Let me see where I put it. Oh, there it is. Okay. I went and found this picture for you guys because I love you. So here we go, another share. You okay?
Mm-hmm. Hey, Buddha.
Hey, Buddha baby. Buddha Buddhaful. Okay, so this is your, this is the energy anatomy in a nutshell. All right, if you notice, they're lumping together the brow and third eye chakra together. That's actually 2 chakras. The root chakra, well, that's a lump together of 2 chakras. That's the sex chakra, which is located in the pelvic region in the front, and then the basic or base chakra, or root for some, but it's the basic chakra, is at the tailbone. And so we have front and back chakras, not to mention, all of the, like I said, at the joints. And then there's a 12th chakra that's about a foot or more above your head. So this is some of what the clairvoyant saw, but he saw more. He saw where the back chakra was. He saw where the back heart and the back spleen and front spleen and the back head, and how you have the ajna, which is between the eyebrows, and then above it, about the hairline or a little bit below the hairline, is where the third eye is, but they just call that the forehead chakra.
Yeah, so this doesn't even have the ajna.
No, they're just calling it brow and third. Well, the ajna is the brow, so they're calling it brow and third eye.
Okay.
So that's why they're lumping the 2 together. And the root was lumped together as well. At the navel chakra, you have front and back. The back is what they call the Meng Men. Meng, M-E-N-G, Main, M-E-I-N. Or is it M-I-E-N? I always get it confused. M-E-I-N. There we go. Thank you. I heard chow mein. Okay. So Meng Main. The kidneys actually have energy centers on them too. They're minors. So anyway, it's not a accurate representation, but it's close enough to start with. The wheels, the chakra wheels, I don't know if you can see my mouse or not, but they spin. And you got to think about your own life force, right? You breathe in clockwise, you exhale counterclockwise. If a chakra only spun one direction, you'd blow up. Mm-hmm. Because it's just taking in energy and taking in energy and taking in more energy, and oh my goodness, and it's still inhaling. Wasn't there in Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory, wasn't there a kid that blew up and just kept inflating more and more and more and more?
Yeah, that was The
Loop?
blueberry.
Oh, the blueberry?
Well, yeah, she ate a blueberry thing, and she just kept swelling and swelling and swelling,
Yeah.
and that was it.
So think that if your chakra could only inhale and not exhale, not fun. I sure the
Yeah,
heck.
Violet. That's it. Her name was Violet.
Oh yeah, yeah. We should have figured. Blueberry, violet. Yeah, got
Now,
it.
see, when I think of a chakra wheel, to make it easier, to really make it easy for me to understand, I think of it as a yo-yo. You know how a yo-yo, when you spin it down, it spins clockwise, but when it
Right.
comes up, it spins counterclockwise. So if you just throw that yo-yo, and it only spun clockwise, it'll just sit there down there at the bottom and stay. It won't come back up.
Yeah. But so that's why, because you can find information that people will explain that the chakra only spins one direction. Heck, I remember when I first was getting a glimpse at them, I would notice that like one chakra would be spinning clockwise while the other one's chakra was spinning counterclockwise. And so they were like, doing this, going up the ladder. And I attributed it as gears, that if the two gears could not spin the same direction, they'd be stuck. So one would spin one way while the other one spin the opposite way. Then as my vision got, I guess you could say, more acute, more accurate. Yeah. But also you have to understand this. If you have heard the science, they have stated that when Columbus arrived on the East Coast, as those ships were coming in, the Indians that may have been on the beach, whatever, they never saw the ships because their brain could not process something they'd never seen before. And they've done a science, they've done an experiment where they took two groups of newborn kittens who hadn't had their eyes open, and they literally had them in two different environments, one where the walls were stripes going horizontal. Thank you, Donnie.
Yeah.
But all of the stripes were horizontal. Everything in their world was horizontal. The walls, just everything stayed at that horizontal thing. The other set of kittens, everything was vertical, up and down. And what they discovered is that when the kittens, were able to see, and after I don't know how many weeks, when they brought them out into the real world, they would run into objects, like the kittens that had everything vertical would run into objects that were, I said that wrong, horizontal, would run into objects that were vertical because they couldn't see it. Their brain couldn't process the vertical. They could only process the horizontal. Vice versa, or conversely, the kittens that were raised with the vertical could not see the horizontal. So if you're taught that it's a purple chakra and it only spins clockwise, and it's sitting right here at the brow and forehead, and it's only spinning clockwise, and on men it spins reverse, it spins counterclockwise, because you want the two men and women to turn the same direction, right? But they're going to be literally on the person spinning opposite in order for them to mesh up, right? Mm-hmm. You understand?
Yes.
Okay. So if that's your understanding of it, if that's the only thing you've seen, that's all you'll see until somebody can get you to expand and be able to see, oh, wait a minute. That is moving both in and out. That is turning clockwise and counterclockwise. And so you become awakened to it. You learn and realize it's more to it than what we thought. I mean, science is doing that all the time, discovering the inner universe with, the quantum physics, and then that turned into quarks, and it just keeps getting deeper and deeper the more they get into the subatomic and the invisible. So it's pretty cool stuff there. So did everybody get the gist on just sweeping? And remember, when you put out your fire, just disintegrate, dissolve, just squish that fire down. But you want to have that done before you ever go to sleep. I don't want to
Yep.
ever hear, up. I had an electrical fire. Did you forget to put out your flame?
Have you ever forgotten?
Nope. No, I take it back. I did. I was starting to lay back down, and I went, "Oh shit!" And I got up, and I went, "Dissolve, dissolve, disintegrate, disintegrate." You know, but yeah. Now we're gonna go to cutting the cords. This is the simplest thing you can do, and there's two ways. Let me see. Let me try to go here and mess with my camera a moment and see if I can do this, because I don't want to stand up. There it is. Okay. Let's see. Will it? Ah, there we go. I'm getting smaller. Ta-da! Okay. I got it. All right. Except for that won't let me close it. Yeah. Okay. When in doubt, close the window. There we go. Okay, so your solar plexus, that's the central part. There is a lot of emotional things there. Your solar plexus, I'm trying to think of how I want to word this. Your solar plexus, let's think of that kind of like it's the end of the material world. Everything from the solar plexus down deals with our emotions and our reactions to this. The things that float our boat, make our sexual urges, our anger, our drive to do better, procreate, make money, survive, fight or flight. All of that is from the solar plexus down. Now we have both a front and a back solar plexus or chakra. They're two different separate ones, and they actually kind of do, they do similar controls, but they're separate. We think of self-preservation. The root chakra was always viewed as survival. That's both the basic and the sex chakra together. But they actually are, the sex chakra governs your sexual organs, it governs the bladder, and the root chakra, that's our survival, that's our body temperature, blood. It works with the blood, so bones. There's a lot more in depth, and I'm not even going to cover everything about the chakras tonight. We'll do that on another night. I figured we'd probably do like the first three, then one night we'll do the heart chakra, and then we'll do the last three, or I may divide it up a little bit differently, because I'd like to also touch into the star chakra, which is the one that I said that's about a foot above your head. That is where, when a woman is pregnant, that is where about the, I can't remember exactly. I think it's the fourth, fifth, or sixth month. It's one of those three where the soul of the child comes in, and that's where it resides. Child never resides within the body. but it sits up there, you know, in the 12th chakra, the star chakra. Um, Now, prior to that, soul phase visits comes along and enters the energy field, does not enter the body, you know, and it's getting to know you, getting to know the energy and all of that, and then goes off on its merry way until it comes back in again. And hey there, hi mom, how's it going? All right, I'm back on to go prepare. Um, but so with the solar plexus, because it is this kind of like centralized point, you want to visualize or imagine, you know, I am collecting all of my chords, and bottom hand will be down below your crotch and top hand above your head. And then you're going to go like this and kind of just trust. Just trust. You may actually get a physical sensation at the solar plexus. You may feel a bump, a push, a thickness, kind of makes your stomach upset because the solar plexus deals with your digestive tract, and also deals with um, the small and large intestines to some degree, and your liver and spleen. So, you know, yeah. So you do that, and I kind of do it 3 times. I kind of pull it this way, and then I come back up and I do it again, and I'm paying attention. You notice I'm looking up. I look up because I am listening at a higher level instead of down here and being in the base of things. So I look up, and this is where it automatically lifts my energy up, and so I'm aware and I feel okay, and I collect them all. And now I take my hands like this around it, and I literally will grab on, and then I'll grab here, getting a space between. If you've ever seen them cut an umbilical cord, they clamp on either end and cut in the middle. But what I'll do is I'll kind of grab and I'll pull, and I'll do this mime pulling the rope kind of thing, and I'll pull it out a little bit, and I'll pay attention. That right there is a little uncomfortable. There's something deeper in, and I can tell because there's a hook. So for another time. But so when I pull a little more and a little more, I'm feeling more of a pull pressure on my. I'm gonna say that's probably duodenum, but it's around the stomach area, just below the stomach, and it's a very physical sensation, and it's not very comfortable. That's an owl. And so one more little pull, and then I'll just cut. And what I do is I typically do cut, 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 because I want to make sure I'm getting rid of the SOB, and then I take it and I just throw it into my fire or into my bowl, and then disconnect, dissolve, disintegrate. And then I'll do it again, and I'll come like this. It's like, okay, it's a lot lighter, but I'm still feeling about that same spot. I still keep getting that little, like somebody taking the finger and poking into me in the same place on the left side, and it's kind of close to the pancreas. That's an interesting thing to pay attention to. I've been eating too much sugar. And then come back in, grab, pull. I'm going high with my hands. It would be because I I don't know how much my screen is really showing you. It's not showing you squat. So I'm up high. But imagine that this fist is up here against my solar plexus, which is down here. And so I'm pulling. And I may, you know, kind of do this, like I said, the mime thing. And then cut, 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 grab it up, and throw it into the fire. And I'll do that 3, sometimes 4 times. It just depends. I might have to do it 10 times. So when I was working on sling, I just did 3 passes. And I did the same thing. I imagined sling standing in front of me, and I went above and below, and I pulled down. And so I'm looking at you, sling. And then I kind of feel that's where I'm getting. It's like, you know, Carl's solar plexus, all of Carl's chords. And then I start to pull and I pay attention. What am I experiencing? And I let my body kind of be like a surrogate. Like I am feeling what I am interpreting as that's Carl's body's reaction. And then when I get to a spot, it's cut, 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 throw it into the fire, dissolve, disintegrate, disconnect. And I'll do that until I don't feel. So if you want to take a moment and try it for yourself on yourself, all you got to do is just take a breath and it's your intention. I'm collecting all of my non-beneficial cords and then just slowly go in and just really pay attention. Remember, even with my eyes closed, I'm looking up and I'm just pulling my hands together and I find that spot and it's like I'm scooping them all, sweeping them all into one at the solar plexus, and then pull and pull. And then when I get to that spot, cut, cut, cut. I like 3 times. Disconnect, dissolve, disintegrate. Because I want no reattachments. I don't think I have, no, I have it in the bedroom. I have, it's kind of like this, but it's different. It has this swirling. And that is something that when I get my new space set up, where it will be just a healing room, and that's all that it's going to be, I'll have it up on the wall. You know, we do have good cords to, if you want to call them that, where, you know, our loved one, or maybe like I said earlier, if it's somebody that we love, whatever, and they're not meaning it out of malcontent, because some people can be malicious and stick a cord on you knowingly. I just take it and stick it onto that, and then they're able to draw energy from that and no longer draw it from me. And then that way they don't reattach to me either. Even if I kind of think that, you know, somebody mentions their name, I don't have to worry about it. It's up there. Now, if I start to think, I could pull it back, and I don't want to.
That was some. Were you really pulling on my cords?
What do you think?
Oh yeah, I felt gurgling right now.
I'm sorry, what?
I said, oh yeah, I felt it, and my stomach is gurgling right now.
Yeah, because I was pulling on it. That's why I said I'm thinking of you, Sling. And so I was pulling. So you can do this to your dogs. You can do this to your cats. You can do this to your children. You can do it to your spouse. You can do it when they're asleep. You don't have to have them awake and sitting in front of you. You can do it to yourself when you're in the shower, when you're on the toilet. You know, instead of reading a good book, you can, or reading a magazine, you know, in the library, you could do that. And then I recommend for your hands all the way up to your shoulders, salt. Get that salt and scrub and really get that in there, and then let it sit. Remember, let the salt sit for just, I mean, you can continue, you know, if you mix it with like a olive oil, coconut oil is what I meant to say, or a body wash kind of thing, and get the suds, you can spend a little time really working it, you know, and scrubbing every little bit so that you have more connection, more contact, longer contact. That's what I want to say, with the salt. And so you're doing that, and you're cleaning, and then rinse it off, and you're good.
It doesn't
Another
take
thing,
don't take a lot of salt, does it?
no, you know, just a little handful of salt, and
Okay, that's
you
why I
know,
want to make sure.
and just use table salt. Don't go with expensive salt. You got to make sure when you're buying the quote unquote Dead Sea salts that it's real Dead Sea salt. But I would just use, because it's sodium chloride that we're looking for, because like Epsom salts is magnesium. It's not salt. And so it doesn't work. Now it's good for relaxing you, but it does not dissolve the negative energy. It doesn't break it down and the water contain it. That's the bowl aspect. In the shower, turn the water off and do it even in your hair. Sling, you already know the answer to this. Does anybody know why monks are bald? You see the Buddhist monks, why they're bald? And even think of the old, friars and stuff. Primarily, their hair was all short except for their halo of hair that they kept. But why did they do that? And I'll answer you in a little bit here, Crystal. Have no fear.
Okay, if nobody answers this question, I'm going to answer.
Yeah, I know.
It's because it's quite simple. Oh, I did learn how to do that, the chat like you told me.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So it's a lot faster than watching StreamYard.
Yeah, isn't it?
Protect their soul. Oh, protect their souls. No.
I'm being good. I'm being patient and not jumping in. Okay, well, since nobody else is answering, no, well, yes, in a way, Crystal, you could say that. Your hair holds on to negativity, negative energy. Think of all of this stuff.
I'm not shaving my face. I'm not shaving my face. I love
So
my
salt
face.
it.
Yeah.
When I shower, I put the salt in my hair and I work it all through and I get it into the ends and then I let it sit there. And then I rinse it out.
Now, here's the thing. Since nobody else answered it, nobody's answered it, and they're patiently waiting for the answer.
Yeah, go ahead.
She pretty much gave you the answer. If you were paying attention and listening, she says she puts it all through her hair. Now, when you have short hair like this or bald, it's a lot easier to wash out than having long hair. That's why everything was kept bald or really short. It's easier to wash the salt out.
Yeah, there was an exact phrase that at the moment it escapes me, but it's like there's 10,000 woes to every strand of hair. It's lots of negativity and it gets in here. It could be. It's hard to say, Crystal. I mean, you react to energy a certain way. So if it felt better, if you felt lighter, yes, you were cutting all of that negative energy away. But, real simple thing is just salt in the hair. I haven't done it. I've always done just the salt, but I've been talking lately about taking it's called Soleil, and literally it's taking water and salt and adding salt to it and dissolving the salt. And when it's dissolved, add more salt to it and then keep adding salt until the salt can no longer dissolve because the water is saturated. It's, fully saline. and then take that water to rinse your hair with. And then that right there, because it's very concentrated, it should do exactly the same thing. Now, on the notion of, yep, you could add salt to the shampoo.
Which I'm going to
That's
add
what I do.
salt to my shower gel, because my shower gel's a 3-in-1. It's a body wash and shampoo mixed.
Yeah.
So,
And
I'm
conditioner.
Yeah.
That
so
gives you
it's
3.
got 3-in-1. So it's 3-in-1. So I just got to put just take a little bit of salt, put it in there, mix it up. Now, after you do this, do you need to? You got to rinse out the tub thoroughly. Yes. Go. Good night. Do you need to rinse the tub out real good afterwards?
I would, because that negative energy can get stuck there. So, just give it a good rinse. I mean, the salt water, that would probably, to me, that's a valid reason for having the salt water, but you could use vinegar. Vinegar is a great cleaner. Makes things shiny. Now, to answer your question about the chakras, let me read it again. Absolutely, Crystal. Having been there, done that. Any traumas, any points of view that we carry that somebody else planted, they take root in our chakra system. They take root in our energetic field. I don't think you were here when I briefly mentioned about sharing the story about Master Chokok Sui, who was working on a businessman that he knew very well, and he was working on him. And as he was clearing and stuff and scanning, he noticed that there was some issues with the liver, and he asked him if he had any problems with his liver, and he's like, no, not that I know of. So the man went afterwards and went and talked to his doctor, and they took, hey Matt, love you, brother.
Matt.
He went to the doctor. The doctor did a series of tests and found nothing wrong with his liver. And he came back and told Master Cho that. And it's like, okay, well, I picked up something in the energetic field. So then 4 months later, he was diagnosed with liver cancer. And that deals with the fact that things that psychics, maybe, but pretty much healers, intuitives that work on the energetic body can actually pick up on. And if you recognize that there is a problem in the body or in this field, remember we were talking about the lag time. If I'm doing healing on you, that's why we say wait 12 to 24 hours before taking a shower, because there's lag time. And you don't want to disrupt, interrupt, wash away that healing energy. Please think about giving a thumbs up if you guys are happy about this. Well, I'm glad that you're here. Sling, you got a message.
I don't have a message. Oh.
Your phone. Even I got that one. Now, I know that some people were saying they were interested in doing a spirit circle. And so we decided that We're going to do the spirit circle on Wednesday nights.
I can help you with that. Okay.
I know you probably haven't traveled in a while, but don't worry. Expedia.
All right, I got that. I can take care of that. No problem. No problem.
Anyway, forgot now what I was saying. You're welcome, Amanda. Excuse me. My brain went out that door. So, Spirit Circle, Wednesday nights. I'm debating, vacillating between time. It seems like most everybody is on the East Coast. I don't know who is central like me, and I don't think that there's anybody that's earlier in towards the west. If somebody is, let me know. But I'm looking for you guys to tell me a time that you would be comfortable doing Spirit Circle every week, and it would be Wednesday nights. Since Paul is no longer going to do the Walking the Path, I won't be working with him on that. That just came up as being the perfect time for us to do Circle. And this will be from the basics all the way through, however long we stick with it, to however advanced we get.
Well, you started at 8:30 tonight Central Eastern time, which is
See, I'm Central.
7:30. Yeah, 7:30 your time, and that'll be.
Well, I know you would be good.
That'll be 5:30 over in California. So, I don't know, 8:30, probably maybe 8:30 Eastern or 8:30 Eastern. That way, it'll give you time for the people that
You
are.
already are 8:30 Eastern.
No. I mean, it's like you did tonight. Do
Right.
8:30 Eastern. So because by the time the people over, like if there is some people over on the West Coast that do come here, they're home from work and so forth.
Okay, because I was
Because
going to say
5:30. It's 5:30 their time. Yeah, Amanda says Central, so you're 7:30. It'll be 7:30 your time, Crystal. Right. Amanda, you said our time.
Okay, Crystal.
Okay.
So not tomorrow night, but next Wednesday, we'll begin with the first night of sitting in circle, and we're going to go over the basics. And it may be a little bit boring because it's like I already know this part, but you may not. So we're going to work together. We will work on meditations, identifying our guides, finding which is our, working with feeling and discernment to know, inviting them in, inviting them out, noting the difference between what your energetic fields with them in there, what it feels with them out of there. And so we'll spend time with that. This is over the course of time. We'll be working on giving evidence to each other at some point in time. We'll be working on protection, on understanding what really goes on in the spirit world, because there's a lot of, how do I word this, Sling? Beginner information out there that many people take as gospel. And it's not that it's incorrect, it's just, it's basic. And it's not the whole truth.
Yeah. Well, like you said, no matter how advanced you already think you are, going back to the basics, there could be things that you missed or you, like you said, didn't know. And it could be key important things to, because when you're doing stuff like this, and I hold this one notion to true as gospel, as you would say, is that everything has a consequence. So if you don't know how to do something right, you could do something that could really hurt you, hurt somebody else, or so forth. So you need to go back to the basics and learn, and hopefully you get everything straightened out, and you will actually be better than you were before, because then you have all the knowledge.
Well, you'll be comfortable. You'll be in a safe space, because even like we're here sitting together, we're on YouTube, sitting in the comfort of our own home. We're going to learn about sacred space and why it's important to set that up, keeping our energetic space clean. So I hope everybody takes what they learned tonight about cleaning their house and throwing it in the fire. The colors to use would be either that light green, kind of a little bit more white in that than what I showed you, but at least it gives you a gist. Light green fire. Understand that I don't know where the notion of people being advanced comes into play.
It gets thrown around a lot.
Yeah, and I think that is a misconception. And please forgive me, people, because I don't mean, I'm not singling anybody out. I'm not putting anyone down. I'm not doing anything. I'm just stating it purely, not saying hypothetical either, because it's not hypothetical, but you know what I'm saying. It's just, from what I've observed, there are a lot of people who think that they're very advanced, and they really aren't. They're very basic, and they have a lot of misconceptions. But it seems to be like runs across the board that all of these channels think the same thing in the same way. And it's like, but yet you are so freaking gifted. You have the potential for amazing stuff because there's this raw talent.
I was gonna say that's the best way to put it. Raw talent.
It's raw talent, and you don't know how to do everything, and you haven't experienced all of the different aspects of things. And so please, I've been on this path since before I was 7 years old, but I was being trained that I know of since I was 7. So I'm going to be 63. What's that make it? 50,
give or take.
58. Welcome back, Matt. 58 years, going on 59 years, I think it is. But so I've been on this a long time, and I damn sure straight don't think I'm advanced. I just know a lot, and I'm still learning. I refuse to think that I'll ever stop learning, because Spirit tells me new stuff all the time. It's like, well, wait a minute. 5 years ago, you said something different. Well, that was then. This is now. Because then your frequency, and that's something you're going to hear a lot about, is frequency. Your frequency was at this level. Well, now your frequency's here. And so now we can tell you more shit. And it's like, oh, gee, I got to get into the club. Yeah, well, there's another club waiting up higher. Does that make sense?
Yeah. You say, and like I said, that, advance is thrown out there a lot. And, they say, oh, I'm more advanced. Well, how are you more advanced? Well, I have this ability and this ability, but you don't. Okay, that doesn't mean you're more advanced. That just means you have an extra ability that I don't have.
Right.
It still doesn't make you advanced. Now, if we had the same ability, but mine was more in tuned, I'm still not advanced. You are. I'm just more in tuned.
Yeah. And so, like, you and I had this conversation. So somebody who is clairvoyant and they can see things. So they could do the remote viewing really easy, or just, translocation. They could close their eyes and imagine an apple and see it clearly, and see the waxiness and the glisten and the lumpy, bumpy spots and everything else about it. And somebody who is not, bless you,
Bless
not,
you. Bless you.
bless you, is not clairvoyant, but they're claircognizant.
Word.
And so you tell them to visualize an apple, and they just know it's there. They feel it. That's clairsentient. Or they just have a knowing. There's an apple there. Matt, you got more than you think. But so anyway, do you understand that we're all on the same path? And maybe like Harry Potter, think of the steps going up. Well, some people might be on the bottom steps going up, and some people might be a few steps higher going up. But we're all going up. We're all learning, and we're all moving. And so through this avenue of YouTube that I'm grateful for, and for you that I'm grateful for, oh, you're welcome. I like that question right there, because it's like, what am I getting myself into now? But, I'm grateful for you guys, because one, I get to share it, and two, I get to help you be safer, because you're being armed with better information. And anytime I learn something new, like through my pranic training, I'm learning new aspects of energy, things that my teachers didn't teach me, 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago. And I don't got enough water to even bother opening the
I
bottle.
agree. I can tell. That's one thing I can tell. Matt's got more abilities than he says he is.
Well, but two, it's like, okay, so when you and I were talking that one day, and we went over the clairs and explaining what the clairs were, you didn't have a complete understanding of all of them. And then once you did, it was like, okay, now I can identify those in myself.
Right. So
it's, it's just learning stuff. It's just learning. And that's all this is. This whole life is about learning right. and healing and helping people. And that's my path, is to heal and help others. So here we are. Now I wanted to share with you guys a couple things. Let's see. Thanks to my new secretary. I knew that would get you. I know.
I can't take a note with a flip. That's why I failed school most of the time. Don't let me take notes.
I know. That's why I have the book with all the notes.
Yes.
So next Tuesday, see, I am getting so organized. It's scary. I have all the way through July 20th written down. Now, this is bar nothing going wrong, right? Because life happens. It might be, I've got to get my car fixed. Let's see what that is. And then I'm going to go facilitate a couple classes. And then I've got another big, huge class to go to for 3 days. So anyway, secretaries, yeah. So next week, we are going to cover the laws. Some of the laws you're probably very familiar with. The law of attraction. The law of karma. And then there's the law of vibration, and there's a few other laws to throw in there. And so that's what we're going to cover next week. If, and it's a big if, because I've got stuff that I have to try to accomplish in the real world here. I may try to come up with a short, small little workbook, and then I will put a link somewhere for that. I am still working on the Spirit Guide workbook. And so, like I said, next week, which is June 15th, we're going to do the laws. And then on June 22nd, we're going to cover the Spirit Guides again, because I figured by then I will easily have the workbook done, and you can download the workbook and you can download it for free. And then we're going to go over those.
Oh, interesting.
I believe they're calling that the law of vibration.
Yeah, that's my new nickname probably now from now on to everybody. Secretary Sling.
Secretary Sling, yeah.
Thanks. Actually, I am not the note taker. She's the note taker. I don't know what I do really.
I have about 10 books filled with notes all throughout. So we did cord cutting tonight, laws next week, 2 weeks from now, spirit guides. We're going to go over the telekinesis more in depth, and that's going to be our play night. So I really would like everybody to make a mental note to go shopping or go raid the kitchen.
Homework.
Get a little rubber, what's it called? Eraser. Thank you.
Yeah.
And if you got a needle or a toothpick, and just stick it in the middle of that. There's your, you don't have to go buy a candle or anything else, or like Sling was going to use Play-Doh and make a little thing and stick the toothpick in there. Assistant Sling, I like that. Don't tempt me, Crystal. Don't tempt me. And then if you don't have any kind of a large candle, like, glass jar, or go to Dollar Tree for $1. Yay, Pam. I was telling
my stuff
too.
too.
Large, what is it? Large mason jar. Put a large mason jar over it.
Yeah, you can get a mason jar, or if you got a good size vase, you can use that.
Yeah, but you want it clear so you can see through it.
Right.
And really, so it the shape doesn't matter as long as it will sit still, and you don't have to Sling Guy Friday.
Y'all killing me, Smalls.
I love it. I love it.
They're throwing nicknames out on me. Secretary Sling.
I
now
like it, though.
Guy Friday.
I like it, though. An assistant Sling.
Oh yeah, an assistant Sling. Yeah, I forgot about that one. Yeah. I really feel the love from y'all. Just so you know. But yeah, I got I'm gonna use Play-Doh. Jake's Play-Doh's getting old and all, and I have new Play-Doh that I'm gonna cycle, rotate it out, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ball it up, make it flat on bottom, have it kind of dome shaped at the top, and then just let it harden, solid, dry out and harden, and then there's the stand. And then I know we can get some jars around here somewhere. Probably I could. I think your dad still got some left. Yeah, I may have to just go get me a jar somewhere at Dollar Tree. We got a Dollar Tree right up the road we can go to.
Yeah.
Sling Blade Sidekick. Sidekick Sling Blade. There you go. Reverse that.
Player Sling Blade.
No money for me to buy anything. Here's the thing. Be amazed at how much stuff you have around your house already that you could use. You don't have to go buy stuff.
If you've got a cotton ball and super glue, and take the cotton ball or not super glue, what's the other stuff called? Elmer's glue, and mix it together so that you can kind of make a clay out of it and make that shape, and then stick a toothpick in it or a needle in it. Okay, Star.
Okay. You're going to need to get something to make a stand with. It can be the eraser, or you got Play-Doh, or even clay, that and just let it harden up, and just have a toothpick.
Flour, water, and salt, and make a
Yeah.
little dough out of that, and then harden that.
Or what did they used to call that?
It was clay. They called it homemade
Not
Play-Doh.
menage. You know what
You
I'm
think
talking
of paper
about.
mache?
Kind of, it's the same stuff. They use the cornstarch and water, and it will harden into it hardens. But you
Yeah.
can where they pour the flour and the water and always kind of makes like a slurry of clay. You can pour into a mold, and it makes a menage.
It's not a collage either.
It's something age. But yeah, you can just do that.
Decoupage. You're thinking of decoupage.
Yeah. And then just take your toothpick and stick it in the center and let it harden. And then once it hardens, there's your stand. Then you're going to take your aluminum foil, fold it, or even a piece of paper, fold it into four corners, where it kind of makes like an umbrella type shape.
You either need a piece of foil or a piece of paper. Both will work. You just need a toothpick or a needle, a pin,
and jar, something
and
glass,
a jar.
clear.
And and if you don't have a jar, don't sweat it. Just try not to breathe. Well, it's like don't breathe on it, because here's this thing with the paper on top or the foil, and and it goes, it's like it worked.
Especially when you're sitting there trying to concentrate real hard and you're puffing and puffing real deep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Newtonian fluid. I hope I said that right. Gretel, I made it out of clay. Ah! Well, let's read it. But yeah, I'll and if I had to, man, I'll go back over the stuff that you got to get. Just let me know, and I'll remind you. It's not that hard. You can get me hold of me, and I'll just tell you. Man, somebody's had a headache this whole entire session. I know, because my head's got a migraine coming in. You're welcome.
I was waiting for Matt to get back.
We'll get you. I mean, don't worry.
Yeah. Padme, don't sweat it. What is it? Necessity is the mother of invention. And so we will figure it out. If you've got some clay, or not clay, I mean flour. If you got some flour, you can make a little paste and let it dry. Well, it would for the stick, but the umbrella part wouldn't work, Donnie, because it doesn't have any. Welcome back, Matt. It doesn't have any.
It wouldn't give. There's no
fin.
give to it.
Well, there's no fin. It needs to be free. It needs to be free spinning on top of the centerpiece.
Right.
If it's attached to that centerpiece, it can't spin.
Right.
Okay, Padme. So we could easily make a little paste, some flour, salt, and a little water. And actually, you could probably do it without the salt. I think the basic is just flour and water. You're welcome, my love. And Sling, I wanted to or not Sling. I've almost been here. He's there. I don't know. Don't ask. I have no clue why. Matt. You look like you're trying to figure it out. If you're feeling a headache, pull it off. Throw it in the fire. Of course, what I do, I throw it here and I scatter it all in my room. That was good. Anyway. That's 4 parts flour water, 4 parts water to 1 part water. That doesn't make a dang bit of sense.
That's
But
to
to
make
make
the
a
clay.
small little paste, that's, to make, a golf ball size worth of clay, of flour, of paste. And then you can put it. Okay, gotcha. That should make a little kind of paste that you can dry. You can either air dry it or stick it in the oven and let it dry.
Did we have a little dyslexic moment there, Matt?
He must be thirsty. He must need hydration because flour, water, 4 parts water to 1 part water.
Mhm.
Yeah, buddy.
You gonna take
And
that
then
down?
if you got a toothpick, and you know what, Padme? I would go to, I don't know, the deli department at the store, and a lot of times they have the little toothpicks to sample things, and I just take a toothpick
Mm-hmm.
and just say thank you, and take the toothpick with you, and there you have it. And the jar isn't necessary. All the jar is for is to put over.
Mm-hmm.
Put over your thing so you don't blow on it.
Mm-hmm. Or
So,
if you have a fan on all the time, like I do.
yeah, if there's a fan overhead, it won't actually add it. Okay, so see, Padme, you got flour. You don't need salt, just a little bit of water. Make a paste, shape your little cone shape, and you can stick the... Annie, oh my goodness. I have not seen you in weeks. Is everything okay? Oh, Amanda. I love you, Annie. Actually, it's been months since I've seen you. Anyway, let's see, back to where we were. So, easy to do.
Yeah.
And I told you could take the foil. I mean, I still have it here, just a scrap of foil, and just shape. This is really a funky shape. It'd be awfully hard to do it with this. I don't know what happened to that one that I played with for so long, and
She said, just keep him busy. Love you more, Aunt Soul.
I'll let you have that today, only because I'm feeling generous, and this is my birthday month. So yeah.
Mine too.
And then your birthday.
Mm-hmm.
That's next week.
The day before our next session.
Yep.
Be easy if you could cut that foil into a small square.
Well,
if you can, and then fold it corner to corner so it's nice, like rectangle going across it, and it's nice and balanced onto the needle or toothpick.
It's still awfully small.
Yeah.
You're welcome, baby girl. But I mean, just a little bit bigger than this, and just fold it rectangular. Believe it or not, that's a rectangle. It is on my side of things. There you go. See, rectangle.
I can't. I can't.
But so a little rectangle there, and tear it off, and then you can balance it on the center of your toothpick, and that's it. And then we're going to work on that. So anyway, back to my list, because we're going to get on a tangent and we're going to miss out on things. So after the telekinesis, I used to know a woman that used to teach classes on spoon bending, and I'm going to see if I can find her again. And so that we can have a night of spoon bending. So either find a sturdy, not a real that you could just bend anyway, spoon that you don't care about, or, the next time you or a friend goes to Dollar Tree, because I think they sell them like two for the price of one kind of thing, taped together, 2 of them. Buy a couple spoons so you have something to practice with. And then we're going to work on spoon bending. So that's going to be on July 6th.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully people will be back from their 4th of July by then.
Yeah. Sure.
Then after that, because a certain person was asking, we're going to do a class on remote viewing. I will have a couple sheets of paper for you to take notes, to do the steps, because in actual remote viewing there are steps that you have to follow, and there is a grid that you work on, and you know, all this other stuff. So I will have that all prepared for you by then, and again, that'll be free, that you can do the download. And then on July 20th,
Almost poetry spoons.
on July
Hey, there's nothing
20th,
wrong with that.
we're going to do an explanation of what dream walking is.
Again, that was
Different
asked by a certain
aspects.
person.
Yeah, that was for another certain person. Yeah. I'm gonna, because this is me, I will address the Native American aspects of it.
That sounds
Barely.
really good.
We're not going to talk. We're not going to talk about the spirit walkers. It may come up. I don't know, but some things are going to come up, and so Wednesday night is sitting in circle, and then the chakra system. We're going to do an in-depth on the chakra system, and I'd like to hear from you guys. Would you rather try to get it concise, and since we always seem to go 3 hours, break it down over 2 nights, so Tuesday and Wednesday night, and like take care of the first, we'll do 5 chakras the first night and 6 chakras the second night, or do it over a few weeks? What would you guys like to do?
So you want to do the 11 chakras?
Well, actually, I'm going to do 12.
Well,
But
so
yeah,
you want to do
kind of, sort of.
6
Well,
one night and 6 another?
We'll see. I'm going to split it up one way or another. Just haven't quite, figured out the math of it.
What's easiest for you to do? Because I know
Today doesn't matter.
I know it can get very in depth as far as chakra. So
I don't know what that means, Donnie. I'm playing real dumb right now because I don't know what a smoke hole is. Why would I smoke a hole? Holes are empty. Unless you're getting perverted on me, and I don't want to know about that. Well, there's an awful lot of information because I would be teaching it from my pranic healing. So think of it as more of an advanced discussion on the chakras. And so we will cover what each chakra governs, aspects to it, to, like, if I'm scanning.
Well, actually, your math's gonna be off on that. It'll be 2 chakras a night. Well, or you want to cover it Tuesday and Wednesday night, or you just want to cover it Tuesday night only? If you want
See, the problem is we can't really do it Tuesday and Wednesday because Wednesday night's sitting in circle.
Right. So you would need to do 2 chakras for 6 weeks if you want to break it down that way.
Yeah, 2 chakras a night.
Yeah. And that way it doesn't overload your brain, overload brains, and
doesn't overload my mouth.
That too. But also, some people, they can only
absorb so much. I got that.
Information in, and they need to process that before the next one. So I think 2 chakras a week for 6 weeks would be good, actually.
Let me write it down as soon as I find. Oh, there it is. I'm writing it in red for you, Crystal. Now I could do that another night besides coffee, tea, and soul.
Huh?
We could do that with What would be a good night for you guys? Now I know Sling. Let's see, Paul's doing Tuesday and Thursday
Tuesday,
night.
Tuesday and Thursday night is his wrestling, but he'll end. He starts at 6 and he'll end by 8, so 8:30. If you would do 8:30 like you did tonight, that would work. You know, you could do Tuesday night, a set, Wednesday night Spirit, Thursday nights, another set. I mean, you could do it that way and then cover, 3 weeks. You'll cut it down in half to 3 weeks, 2 chakras per night, and they'll give a day in between to kind of a buffering zone in there to let
So you
everything
mean
settle
Tuesday,
down.
Wednesday, and Thursday night. So Tuesday night, coffee, tea, and soul. Wednesday night, sitting in circle, and then Thursday night, chakras.
Does that work?
But here's something that just kind of came in. Everybody in here is on Facebook, right?
Pretty much, I think.
I know Donnie, you're not on Facebook anymore. I know that. And
Amanda is, Pam is, let's see, Amanda is, Pam is, Padme is, Matt's, I don't think Matt is, or if he is, I don't have it. I think he might be in that. I know I got him on
Crystal, do
something
I have
else.
you on
Crystal
Facebook?
is.
Sorry, I'm having my pistachio craving.
Yeah, you're gonna be up all night if you keep doing that.
I know. Okay, so on Facebook, that's me.
I'm not gonna be
If
up
I
all
haven't
night.
got you,
No, what's on her?
if I don't have you, okay, Crystal, because I have trouble. Like Padme, I know is Padme, and I think Patty is Patty. Okay, Donnie, yeah, I'm not. I'm on Instagram, but you can't do squat on Instagram.
Oh, I'm gonna have
So I
this
don't do
much.
squat on Instagram. The reason why I was saying this is because we can do a room on Facebook. I haven't tried it, and I could create a group, and that would be an easy place for me to put the. I didn't even think of this until now. Put the workbooks and stuff, and all the things for people to download. It's a thought. Let me know.
Yeah, you create a group chat. So
Yeah.
you make a group chat, and you can call everybody at one time, and then they can be all. I don't know how many are maxed out to get on there. Hey, when y'all had that group, y'all had what? Quite a bit, up to 8, 9 people up there on there at the time.
More than that.
Yeah. So you can go up. Yeah. So
More than that on Facebook for free.
yeah. So yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm happy to go ahead and create the Facebook group so that you can download stuff straight from there, and we can do things there.
I'm gonna have to add it to here now. I think I'm gonna have to add Messenger to here as well. So that way, I'll do that.
See, I have the Messenger on my computer, but it's only when Facebook's open. I don't get any messages. And you already know I removed it from my phone because I hate that annoying thing. I don't like any apps on my phone.
Oh, you should see mine.
I don't even have my game on my phone. I have my game on my tablet or on my computer.
1, 2, 3, 4. I got 4 pages of apps on my phone.
Wow. I need to buy the Pranic Healing app. That'll probably be next week. But anyway, we were going to do a quick meditation, but I need to pause for the cause because that liter of water went through me already.
And all them specials.
And this is sort of in line with the chords. Did I confuse the hell out of everybody, or did you pretty much get the idea of how to scrape and throw away the garbage, or how to scrape, sweep your car, sweep your house? And you can reach out to me anytime. If you have my phone number, you can say, hey, Soul, what the hell were you talking about? Hey, Trixie, how are you, sweetheart?
Oh, I just got a friend.
Yeah, it does look like a man bun, doesn't it? The top of your...
All right, who said it this time? I know Amanda always brings it up.
Yep.
Go figure. Look like a... Yeah, you know how the old time 80s had that man bun at the top?
Yep. It's okay, honey. It's okay. Beauty of this is there's replay. Now, why did you go away, Trixie? What happened? I hate that YouTube has that Google thing that comes in and erases people's stuff, and not even for legitimate reasons. I'm addicted to pistachios. I'm sorry. Trixie, I am absolutely fantastic. Got a lot of stuff going on, and it's okay. I'm good with it. Sometimes luggage is nothing but baggage. So I am going to leave you in Sling's capable hands, unless he's going to go make a deposit.
I went before class.
Oh, okay. So did I, but that doesn't matter. Hello, sweetheart. I see you over there. She's getting under the covers.
Yes, she is. No, I do not need... I do not... God, she asked if I need to go tinkle. What the hell?
Where'd you send the recipe, Donnie? To my email, or to Facebook, or to my phone? Because you're on my phone too, and I didn't.
Florida water.
Yeah, Florida water.
Now I've heard of tar water.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, it's kind of common, Annie. They can't create their own crap, so they steal everybody else's. Oh, hey, Trixie. I was in the process of trying to get her.
I wonder why she was having so much trouble, but oh well. All right, Donnie, I see it. Thank you, dear. Okay, so
I'll take care of this, and I'll hold down the fort while you go. Come.
I like the star. Okay, I'll be right back.
Thanks for the warning. All right. So everybody set with the schedules and the times? speak now, forever hold your peace. Everybody got what they need for homework? Oh, good. Good. All right, good, Crystal. Yeah, I figured it. Yeah, that's at some timers. Yeah, I kind of figured that too, Pam. That's all right. I don't mind. Christ. Did you take notes and write down what you had to do for homework, Crystal? All the stuff that you need? I know you'll ask again. I figured it. I know. I said if. What? Well, I kind of skimmed over that part. Sorry. Yeah, that's about the way I was. I took terrible notes. Took terrible notes. Well, did y'all enjoy tonight? Hopefully y'all learned a lot. Yeah, I did too. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why everybody likes to come see me. I don't. I'm about the biggest goofball there is. But that's why my head's been probably hurting tonight. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, definitely. And it's actually good to rewatch the replay because that way, it will actually stick with you better. Yeah, Trixie. Yeah, definitely, Trixie. Watch the replay so that way you get what we talked about, and then watch it 2 times or more. I think that way it sticks with you. Yeah. It's probably weather. That's what's been killing my head. It's the weather, the pressure changing. In fact, well, actually, that my shot's fixing to wear out. I got to go pick it up tomorrow.
Oh, great.
How'd I knew you were going to say that? We're going to pick it up. We'll pick it up on the way home from the doctor's office, hon.
Well, great, okay.
Okay.
Forgot all about that.
I typically never doze off. Soul's voice is comforting. Yes, it is. It very much so is. Um, um, uh, I think that's one reason why her meditations are so good and relaxing is because of her voice. You hone in on her voice, and it's just so soothing and so calming, and it makes you easier to slip down into it.
Where is your placard?
In the car?
It's not in my car. That placard is not in my car.
Uh-oh. No, it's over here somewhere.
Yeah, you bet.
If not, we'll have to call Nicole in the morning. Get it. Anyways, sorry.
No, no worries.
ADHD kicked in. Hey, squirrel. I'm gonna kill that squirrel one day.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yes, very much Trixie. That's what really triggers. Well, lights and everything trigger mine. But yeah. Anyway, like I said, y'all need to. I would definitely rewatch the replay a couple of times. And it says hi, Aunt Soul.
Hey, Annie.
Don't hurt a squirrel.
Yeah.
Trust me. As much as that squirrel bothers me, and Soul can testify to it. Sometimes we want to get rid of that squirrel.
I went ahead and wrote down Thursday nights. I'm getting that Thursday night needs to be at 8 p.m. So 9 p.m. your time. Gives half an hour between when Paul ends and to make bathroom stops, get food, drink, whatever, and all that other stuff.
Yeah, because tonight I think he finished at 7:30. My time, because I watched at least 2 30-minute, almost 125 video and another video in between. So I mean, I had like almost an hour to kill tonight.
Okay.
But but it went smooth, so he didn't have any.
And what was it? What's he doing on Thursday
Miller.
night? Hey, Miller.
Tuesday nights is the girls, and as Jake would say, Tuesday nights is girls, and Thursday nights is boys.
Okay.
And then Saturday is girls and boys.
Yeah, I'm getting 8 o'clock because like Annie came in and Trixie came in and Crystal came in, after 8 my time instead of 7:30, which is fine. I mean, here it's almost 10:30 and we still have, folks coming in. So I thought that was cool. I almost thought that was a person behind Soul.
On which side?
Yeah, because I was going to say, if it's over here, my brother stands here.
Yeah.
So that's my right.
Yep, that would have been her brother.
Yeah, you were seeing Bob.
Good job.
Yeah, I'm gonna do Thursday night at 8. It just is coming in. 8 o'clock is the right time.
That's
now we
fine.
have. Yes, I have custody. Full moon is coming up. I gotta remember which night it is exactly, and I wrote it down. Thursday night, 2 chakras. So we'll start that this week. That'll actually give a little bit of stuff to help for next Wednesday when we start Circle. But let me take a quick look. And Matt, if you're still here, depending on what traditions you look at, there's 4 spiritual laws. There's 22 spiritual laws. There's 11 spiritual laws. There's 7 spiritual laws. It just depends. So understanding things like the law of vibration is one. Law of harmony kind of is, I think, the same thing except different. Does that make sense? Not at all. Anyway, let me look for this.
Moon isn't real. Do y'all know that? Miller, you're a trip.
What
Miller said the moon isn't real. Do y'all know that?
is what real?
The moon.
Oh,
He said the moon isn't real. Didn't y'all know that? Yeah, you're a trip, Miller.
so June 24th is going to be the full moon, and that's going to be a really big, potent full moon. If you have spring water, not tap water, especially not with chemicals in it, and not purified water because there's still stuff in there, you can jar it up and put it outside for the full moon. That will really charge the water up. Really, you can put a lot of things out there. Trying to think what else. We've got a solar eclipse on the 10th. That's going to be interesting.
Wait a minute. Solar eclipse is when?
An annular ring of fire solar eclipse will occur on June 10th.
Ooh, 4 days before my birthday.
It's going to be a partial eclipse from North America, Europe, and Asia. Those kind of areas will get to see it. And it's going to be a Capricorn full moon on Thursday, the 24th.
It's a metal sphere covered in lunar dust. I'm serious. Look it up. Huh. Okay. I know it could be. It's made out of. That's why I can have a gravitational pull because it's a magnetic pull. Being iron.
Anyway, well, my moon is in Capricorn, so that's going to be neat, and that means it'll almost be.
Crystal just said that. She goes, "Ooh, that explains why I feel icky. I'm a Capricorn."
I'm Cancer with Capricorn moon. And my moon, I was born on a blue moon, second full moon of the month. And so I have a complete opposite sun moon. And my hubby's a Capricorn.
I'm a Gemini.
Yes, you are.
I don't know what that means. Some say it's bad. Some say it's good. I don't know.
You're not just your sun sign. You are a reflection of all the planets in your chart and at what aspects and angles they are from one another. So anyway, there you have it. Bob's your uncle. Later on, we could do a talk on astrology, and I can share some basics. My husband is the astrologer, but I've had 30 years of listening to him. And my mother was an astrologer, so I had all those years with her listening to her. And Miller, I am phenomenal.
I'm doing good.
And so
Oh, Sagittarius, wise and a truth seeker. And
there are, depending on which house a planet sits.
Crystal says her moon's a Gemini.
Yeah. So, any planet, whether it's the moon, the sun. So let's say, okay, I'm Cancer, and my sun happens to be sitting in the 12th house. Well, 12th house is kind of like the seat of undoing. It's our inner workings. subconscious. There's a lot of stuff in there. And my Mercury's right in there. Mercury is about communication. And so my subconscious mind talks a lot.
No, I'm not. I'm leaving that one alone.
Yay, Pam. Well, you know well, see, I'm Uranian, so I'm very odd, and I like being unique. I sneak up on people. But the Uranian energy is the psychics and it's out there. People who have certain planetary aspects and are stronger in that, they tend to lead towards certain things. You can look at faces and see their sun signs and their moon signs. Sometimes the moon will show up in the face more than the sun does. Vice versa. It just depends. My birthday is June 30th. So what do we got? 22 days.
Mine is a week from yesterday. Mine's next Monday. This coming Monday, June 14th. No.
Oh, that's kind of scary. All right, you guys ready to meditate?
Oh, we
Ready?
still got to do that, don't we?
Huh? Yeah.
We still got. Oh man. Yeah. Yeah. I was wondering.
It's that, or we just don't meditate tonight, and we'll save it for Thursday night.
It's up to you because it's already 11:30, and I know some people have to get to work tomorrow.
Yep.
All right. Do y'all? I'll say. Let me ask. Do y'all? Should we do? Do y'all want to do meditation tonight or save it for Thursday? Because I know, like I said, it's getting late, and I know some of y'all have to go to work tomorrow, or get things ready to go to work tomorrow. I'm kind of game. I'm kind of game for waiting. I'm honest.
Yeah. I don't think that they're into it, so it doesn't matter. All right, so everybody got their gist on stuff. We're not going to do circle tomorrow night. We're going to do circle next Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
I think Thursday will be a little bit better. We'll start off with a meditation, and that'll
that'll help relax our minds to where we can flow into, absorb stuff better too.
Well, what I had intended on doing tonight was a meditation. We kind of drop all the lower frequency stuff and get rid of it. So we'll just do that Thursday night. That'll be the first thing. So if you want to be part of the meditation, please be there. At 8 Central, 9 Eastern.
8. Yep.
And then that way we'll hit the ground running. I do recommend, if you don't have a blank notebook, or two really, go to Dollar Tree and pick up two notebooks. If you don't have that, but you got computer paper or legal pad, something that you can take notes on and just keep them together until there's a chime that you can make it out to get a notebook. I mean, I actually got mine from Walmart, when it was they were selling all the school stuff. We started tonight, Trixie, at 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern. every Tuesday night is that time, 7:30 Central, 8:30
Yeah.
Eastern.
I need to get
And
it.
then Thursday night will be 8 Central, 9 Eastern. Wednesday night, we're going to be doing Spirit Circle. So
And
we're going to start.
that's 8:30.
No, well, we didn't even come up with a time, did we?
For tomorrow night. No,
But we're
I
not
mean
doing it
Wednesday
tomorrow
night.
night. We're going to do it the
Next
following
Wednesday. I mean
next
on Wednesday
Wednesday.
nights.
Yeah, and so I'm going to say next Wednesday is I think 7:30 will be fine.
Central,
So,
right?
yeah, 7:30 Central, 8:30
Eastern.
Eastern.
Okay.
It's just the yeah, it's just Thursday night that I'm getting. It should start at 8 for us.
Okay. I'm not going to argue with them.
Yeah, and then but
I don't want
tonight
them
and
come
tomorrow
bugging me
night,
about it.
tonight and tomorrow night will be the same, 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern. And but we're not starting Circle until next week. I didn't see anybody.
I did talk. I don't know if Pam's still in here.
Yeah, she is.
Okay. I did talk to her, and she said yes, she's in for it. Circle.
Okay. But on trying to do a group on Facebook or just
Just joining the circle. Period.
okay. So all right, Miller, take care, sweetheart. Much love.
See ya, Miller.
Okay, so this is what I'm going to suggest. I will tomorrow create I might do it tonight, but I'll create a Facebook group for the Sitting in Circle. Pam, I love you. And then when I get the workbooks created, and I'm stressing again, it's all free. I do put my links for, the Cash App and the PayPal, but that's whatever. I mean, one of these days, my Buy Me a Coffee will be up and running, and that will have things that I'll sell, courses and whatnot. But right now, no. I'm having fun with this. You guys are beautiful souls, and I appreciate you. Excuse me.
Careful. You know, cough a lung up.
Got to stop inhaling saliva.
Yeah.
I'm drooling. Some reason I'm drooling. What can I say?
Hungry? Well, you're eating those loaves with pistachios.
Yeah. So anyway, back to square one. So thank you for being here and being present with me. Thank you for sharing space with me and allowing me to share space with you. I genuinely appreciate each and every one of you. You are part of my growth. You're part of my spiritual path. And if you haven't found me on Facebook and you need me to drop that Facebook name again so you can search for me, and I highly, highly, highly doubt that there's anybody else other than me with that name. It's all right, baby girl. But I will, because I don't think I have Trixie on Facebook. So there you go, Trixie. Bless you.
Bless you.
There's my Facebook. Whatever. Send me a friend request, and I will hopefully find everybody on Facebook to send you invites to the group. And then that way we can coordinate, and any schedule changes or life happens kind of stuff, we'll take care of it.
That way, if you come up, yeah, like life something comes up during the day, and you're like, oh crap, you can just put it in the group, and it shoots out to everybody. Hey, tonight's canceled. Da da da. You don't have to give an explanation. Just say something came up, canceled. We'll pick back up next week.
Yeah, well, it'll all be
works out
squared
perfect.
away.
Yeah.
And then, please give me a little bit of time to get the workbooks up, because I'm going to be spending a few days creating those from scratch. And I let Spirit kind of talk and tell me what things, and you already know that I tend to ramble at times because the information is coming in so fast for me. What?
Oh,
I mean,
I've never noticed it. Never.
And squirrel.
Mm-hmm.
That's why a lot of times I actually close the window so that I don't have that squirrel moment. It helps me to focus. But again, teaching me patience is a good thing, Crystal. We all should learn patience. But yeah, so I will find all that for you. I will create new stuff and share it with you. Yes, I said squirrel. And I was more referring to the fact that I go squirrel. And so anyway, other than that, again, thank you everybody so very, very much. I love you to the bottom of my heart and the top of my soul. And just look for me, and we'll get this thing rolling, and hopefully you gain something. We're going to do over the rest of this year. We may even do a special for the full moon, and do something about prosperity, because the full moon would be a good time for us to open the purse strings and let the light make our prosperity grow. And working on our tailbone base chakra, and working on that, because I was measuring your sling, because I was just like, and then somebody got into talking, saying stuff, whatever, writing, and everything that I was going to say went out the door. So,
if you haven't noticed, I kind of wiggled. If y'all haven't noticed, while I've been sitting here, sometimes I give it a wiggle because it keeps that chakra open and running. Kind of, but that's because it is your tailbone. By wiggling it, it's like rubbing your wrist. It just activates it and keeps it going. Sorry, I did a squirrel. I'm sorry.
I don't think you were here for that, Crystal. The westernized version, I'll make this in a nutshell. I know you could go back and look at it, but just for the sake of argument. No, I haven't looked. Trixie, I will look for that. Anyway, Crystal, I'm working on the pranic, more correct chakra system. The 7 chakra system is incomplete, not incorrect, but incomplete. And so I'm working with, because I'm going to use that word slang because they kept throwing it out there. I'm working on a more advanced system. No. Yeah.
Not advanced, but modified.
No, this isn't modified. This
Or
is just,
not modified,
this is just a higher frequency.
Yeah, I like that better.
Yeah, it's just a higher frequency, and it's not, it's it is more advanced though. It's not basic knowledge. This is not, what I'm sharing is like collegiate level versus the standard, high school level. I love you, Donnie. I'll be talking to you soon. And Cameron will be down here on the 22nd.
Yours is linking up faster than mine is. Even when I got the pop chat app, it's still slower to you than yours is.
Yeah, I don't know
You're
why.
getting them fast.
It's just doing weird things. Anyway, I love you all, and I'm gonna go. I'm actually, because I'm wide awake, I will go over to Facebook now and find people and create that group. And yeah, I know I couldn't find you for some reason. But if you have your own link, yeah, you don't need to wiggle your tailbone. Don't cause yourself pain. You can energize it real simply, but we're not going to go there right now. Anyway, Trixie, if you can go to your channel and share it on Facebook with me, that way I can find you. Because I could not find any Trixie Blue, and I don't know why YouTube is being a butthead. But good night, everybody. Thank you again. Pam, do I have you on Facebook? Or do you have her on Facebook, Carl?
Which one? Pam?
Yeah, Smalls.
Yes,
Okay.
I do. I do.
All right. Well, then I'll go to your page to try to find her, because I don't know if I have her or not. Have her not or not. That was good. Anyway, blessings, everybody. Mitakuye Washin. Thank you again for sharing the space with me. I love you all. I have not done TikTok, and I don't plan on doing it. Sorry. Thank you, Sling, for being here with me and helping me out. And I do, Pam. Okay, great. And thank you so much. I love you. We got this. We're rocking and rolling.
Oh, yeah.
Night all. Padme, love you, baby. Talk to you later.
Night, everybody.